Hey guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Bokamoso Mthimkulu. I do prefer the name Bokz though. Please don't tell my mom. Anyway, I've been telling you guys about my life story after I was diagnosed with multiple sclerosis. And today I'm going to add on to that story and tell you more about me in 2017. So in 2017, I was a second year student at Wits University, as well as a huge MS patient. I was in hospital a lot in 2017. Guys, do stay tuned to find out how MS actually did slap me in the face, as well as how second year slapped me in the face. Okay, let's get straight to it. So quickly, I need to get this out of the way because I don't want any miscommunication between us. And that thing is that I have a lot of MS symptoms, and the main one that I experience on a daily basis is forgetting words. Now, what would happen is that I would, start a sentence and then forget a specific word that I want to use mid-sentence. So then I'd pause for a very long time looking for that word and then find it and finish my sentence. Let's see exactly what that would look like. Mom, now and I have been planning to go on a hike, and I've been asking her to not that one. Not clarify? Confirm whether we will actually be going this week. I don't understand what's taking so long. Confirms the word, right? So if this does happen, please note that I'm not doing it on purpose. And I also seem to make a lot of grammatic errors. So if that happens as well, it is, again, not on purpose. But anyway, let's talk about the upgrade that I had from first year to second year. So in first year, I was on main campus, which was built on a hill, which meant a lot of walking and obviously a great body with no gym. But in second year, I upgraded to a flat terrain. So the walking was much less and not as intense as it was in first year, but I did still have to walk between some of my classes. So in second year, I was on education campus where I had exercise science as a subject. And then I also was on med campus where I had anatomy and physiology as a subject. Now, for those who don't know about anatomy and physiology, they are very, very difficult. Like, the body has a lot of muscles, a lot of nerves, a lot of everything. And you have to remember all of it. Like, to the medics out there, I salute you because you guys really do make it look like not as difficult as it actually is. But I'm grateful that I got to experience that and experience 2017 because it made me realize that I actually don't need to be a doctor to help people the way that I want to. But anyway, let's get into that. So after feeling so great in 2016, I was like, you know what, let's get a job, let's make some moolah. Can't depend on parents for too long. And I decided to au pair. So I was au pairing for 2 kids, lovely boys, and a great family as well. So I had that I was doing after class, I did skip a few classes to go to work. Don't tell anybody again. And then I also had like my church groups that I would spend time with on Fridays and Sundays, etc. So I was quite busy in terms of studying and making sure that I remember everything, and then making sure that I'm a good role model to the kids, and following everything that I have to do, and then being Christian. So there was a lot on my plate. And what that led to was a lot of stress. Now, guys, I'm a type A personality, so I know that stress is normal. It's, it gives you that anxiety to get you going. Yeah, but this was another type of experience of stress that I've had. And what was happening was similar to when I was diagnosed in 2014, was that all the stress that I was putting on my body led to MS relapses or attacks or flare-ups. It is called a relapse. The MS that I was diagnosed with is known as relapse remitting MS, which means that you have a period where your immune system is active and actually attacking your brain. And then you have a period of remission where there's nothing happening. So the relapse is the attack on the brain, and the remission is, you living a normal life with no negative activity of within your body. So I had a lot of relapses in second year, and it generally happened around times of the year that I was very, very stressed. So let's start with the beginning. The most stressful times are obviously exams. And so in first term, the first relapse that I experienced was numbness in the hands. But it wasn't like numbness as in I couldn't use my hands anymore to do activities. It was numbness as in I couldn't feel what I was holding in my hands. So that wasn't a very bad relapse that I really dealt with, and I could still do my job as well as study and all that. But after I got out of hospital, I had a terrible increase in blood pressure. And for some odd reason, my blood pressure did not go away. It was as if it was a new symptom of the medications that I was on that came out of nowhere. So I was then diagnosed with high blood pressure as well. So after about a month, my hands went back to normal and I could feel normally again. But my body said, no, we want to attack you again. And it decided instead, let's leave her hands and her numbness and all that, and let's go to her eye. Now, for those who know, I do wear glasses. I do struggle to see sometimes. And so I was actually in a lecture and I had my glasses on because I needed to see the board, but I was still struggling to see, which, doesn't make sense. If you have your glasses on and you've done your tests and it says, and this test said that you're only this blind. And so what was happening is that my right eye's vision started going funny, and I started experiencing another MS symptom known as blurry vision. And I was admitted again into hospital for treatment. So it was my second time of being in hospital, which was about, so that counted for 10 days of 2017 that I was in hospital. 2 months passed after that and my vision went back to normal. Well, like, it wasn't 100% anymore, but it wasn't blurry. I could see normally out of my eye. And then I started experiencing another MS symptom around June exams. Now, this symptom is known as fatigue. You are tired all the time, like literally every single moment of the day you are tired. I used to wake up, walk to make food, and then the actual walking to make food would make me tired, and then go back to bed and take a 4-hour nap. So it was quite difficult to study for exams. I still do not know how I passed those exams, but somehow I did, and it was really tough. I was sleeping more than I was studying. I think if you're awake 16 times of the day, if you're awake 16 hours of the day, I spent 12 hours of that day sleeping on top of the other 8 hours of sleep. So I was really sleeping all the time, which means that I had 4 hours to study anatomy, physiology, and exercise science. It was a lot. But I managed. I got through it, and then it was June holidays and I could sleep. Unfortunately, after my second relapse in that year, I decided to quit my job because it was too much stress, and I thought if I decreased my stress, then I won't relapse again. But that's not true, because I relapsed again. Third term, I had another symptom that affected my hands, but it wasn't numbness anymore. It was sort of like a coarse feeling. What it feels like was like sand or grain of salt that was all over your hands. And no matter how many times you wash your hands, that feeling didn't go away, because it's on the inside, not the outside. But that's how it felt. And so again, I went back into hospital for 5 days and got treatment. So now that's 15 days of being in hospital out of the 365 days of 2017. Then my doctor said, this is enough, you cannot be going to hospital this often. And he said, let's change your medication to something stronger. So we started that process of changing my medication, medical aid approved. And by the end of the year, around October, which were my finals, I changed to another tablet, which was much stronger than the tablets that I was currently on. But between the third term relapse, which was in September, and me starting my new medication, guess what? I had another relapse. Yes. And I started getting numbness in my lower body. It started with my feet, but we decided, let's change medication first before you go back to hospital for treatment. And I said, okay, cool, that's fine, we can do that. And by the time I went to hospital for treatment in December, that numbness went from my feet to just above my belly button. Literally, my whole lower body was numb. So yeah, those were the main types of relapses that I had. Like, that marks 20 days of 2017 that I spent in hospital. It was literally my second home. And yes, I did study from the hospital. I did do my assignments and all that, because I needed to finish second year. I needed to move on to third year. And like I said, type A personality. I had to get things done no matter the situation. But let's get a little bit serious about how it felt. I was very depressed. Many people don't know this, but almost every night that I was in hospital, I cried myself to sleep, because it just was not getting better, and I didn't understand why. It was annoying because 2016 was so great, and I was like, this is leaving me. I can get my life back. But now I couldn't even work and make it through the day okay. I couldn't focus in class and make it through the day. The fatigue that I had led to me going to varsity early enough to miss traffic, and taking a 2-hour nap before class, or taking naps after class to miss traffic instead of studying. Like, I was literally, I was tired all the time. And by the end of 2017, the symptoms that I had, or the new symptoms that I had, were tingling in my legs. So I would literally walk maybe like 10 steps and I'd get tingling in my legs. And it was quite difficult to walk from education campus to med campus, because that's like a 5-minute walk. So after a minute, my legs were tingling, and I would struggle to walk or keep up with my friends to get to class on time. I also got the symptom known as Alzheimer's. It's a fancy term for tingling, like a sharp tingling pain that goes down your back when you bend your head. Sometimes now today when I touch my toes, it feels like hell. That it's just really literally down your spine. It just goes, it really does hurt whenever I do stuff like that. And fatigue was a new symptom that I had. Yes, I did exploit it a lot. I used it to get out of many lectures or many uncomfortable situations, which I did more in 2018 than I did in 2017. But the good news is that I did not cut myself to try and cope with everything I was going through. I did have a great support system in terms of my family that was always there in every single relapse by visiting me and all that. And I passed second year with it was a 60. But, I got exempt in anatomy and physiology. And to get exempt, you need to get an average over 60. So that you don't have to write the finals. So now 2017 again ended with a lot of depression, and again waiting and hoping that 2018 would be better. But in 2018 I was more rebellious in terms of finding loopholes to not do what I had to do, by saying I have MS and I don't feel good because of the MS and all this. So guys, do tune in for next week's video on 2018, where I'll tell you more about how I tried to get out of doing activities that I didn't enjoy by using MS as my scapegoat. Guys, thank you for watching this video. So yes, in 2017, I was 20 years old. Drop a comment. I want to know what you were like when you were 20 years old. Also, subscribe to my channel and do click that bell so you do get notifications about when I do upload videos. Also, lastly, 2018 coming up next week. Me when I was turning 21, making me more legal. Do tune in for that. Again, make sure that notification bell is on. I will definitely see you soon. Do enjoy your week. Bye.